The camera. All right. Hello, everyone. I wanted to do a brief video about what's going on at the Washington Supreme Court these days regarding the Mandamus petition to um, adopt the S-4 accounting system in the state of Washington, which is going to be a landmark legal case that not many people are expecting. So let me just do a brief overview of what's going to happen here, primarily for journalists, so that you can kind of get caught up with what's happening. Also for my people, for those who I would enjoy if you would consider coming over to work at one of my companies. And also because we are going to use the S-4 accounting, that's all we use, system, and also for the big four accounting firms to consider. Maybe you definitely are going to want to be involved in transitioning existing companies over to the S-4 system. Okay, so to begin with, the S-4 system, it gets its name from the shipboard dispersing departments on Navy ships in the Navy. So it's the Navy accounting system that is getting adopted on land and replacing GAAP accounting standards, which have been the standard since the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 was created by the first SEC chairman, Joseph Kennedy Sr., who was JFK's father, of course. And it has a lot of problems with it that the S-4 system remedies. So to begin with, the S-4 system is going to sound strange to you all, coming at it from the GAAP perspective, and from those of us who have always used Navy accounting, the GAAP system comes across as quite labor intensive compared to how intuitive and easy to use S-4 is. So, as I said, the S-4 system gets its name from the shipboard dispersing departments on ships, and that is going to stay even during land application, including at the Army is going to be using it to do federal accounting, and the Army their accounting offices are done through what are called the G8 offices, and which are division level and above. They are not individual unit offices, but the G8 office will be using the S-4 accounting process. They're not going to change the name for land applications. So that hopefully clears up a little confusion, but the learning curve is going to be pretty easy. The S-4 system, it employs just regular spreadsheets. We've been using since Lotus 123 uh, have been using spreadsheets that generate an error message when math doesn't add up. To do shipboard counting, and then the second key component to S4 is the use of 1001 terminals, or 1001 terminals, which are dedicated PCs within an organization that all accounting sum totals to, that we can then compare the 1001 terminals of the different organizations or departments to a central, overall 1001 terminal at the Government Accountability Office in Washington, D.C. The S-4 system federally is going to be administered at a new Joint Army Defense Accounting Command headed to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where it'll be managed by Army financial management specialists. Also, the GAO office in Washington, D.C., which is shared by U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which does the hardware for the S-4 system. And then Fort Knox, the accounting office at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Those three offices independently do accounting, and then they're able to compare their numbers to each other to cross-check and find mistakes. So that those three components are what it is composed of: is automated spreadsheet accounting, the 1001 terminals, and then keeping agencies or entities accounts at arm's length for cross-checking the way that double entry accounting has always supposed to be being done. Okay, so what this does is it eliminates what we call unearned income in general funds, which is people paying taxes with money that did not go through a proper double entry accounting system. So that unearned income in an economy is what causes inflation. So the S-4 system is used in financial crimes prosecution. It makes finding financial fraud very simple. So that's where it comes from. So it makes eliminating both financial crime proceeds and unearned income from seemingly legitimate businesses, keeps that stuff out of an economy. So what this means in Washington State is what I have suggested in the Mandamus petition that's before the Supreme Court right now, is that the state of Washington establish a state bank to house or host a 1001 terminal for all state accounting, and then have that state bank also be the link in between state accounting and federal accounting. So to set an example for all the other states to be able to do that. And I believe North Dakota is the only state right now that has a state bank, which proved its value during the 2008 countrywide subprime mortgage crisis. So the each state having that will greatly improve accounting um, at the federal and the state level and all the way down. Everything will fall into place there. So I won't go too much further into that. I just wanted to present an overview, let everyone know who is going to be affected by this law change, um, that the S-4 system is the Navy accounting system that is getting adopted to replace GAAP, which is just too unwieldy and bureaucratic to be helpful. And in financial crimes, which is my background, GAAP is extremely difficult to prosecute financial crimes and enforce regulation, banking regulation with. So it absolutely needs to go. And S4 is a good it's a great alternative. And once everyone gets over the culture shock of shifting to something new, it's going to be easy and very easy for students to learn. We will not require a 4-year degree anymore. Army um, financial management specialists and Navy dispersing clerks, DKs, Donkey Kongs we call them. These are people who learn those skills in A schools, which are only a couple of months long. So I will leave it at that, and will not hit you with too much here to begin with, and then I will fill you in more as we learn more. And that the decision date for the Supreme Court, Washington State Supreme Court, is going to be November 5th. That case number is 1031220, and then the Washington State RCW that eventually this is going to become enacted over is RCW 18-0.04.015, subparagraph 1, which let's see if I can get that up on a screen right here, which states these are the purposes of the establishment for the Board of Accountancy in the state of Washington. And number 1 is to promote the dependability of information, which is used for guidance in financial transactions for accounting for or assessing the status of performance of commercial and non-commercial enterprises, whether public, private, or governmental. So what this is the basis that the S-4 system is going to have to be adopted is that dependability of the information that you're getting from the S-4 system compared to the GAAP accounting standards, which, even though it's a private accounting system, public money or funds are affected by that, by people calculating their deductions and so forth from or with that GAAP system. So I will leave it there.